Good afternoon, folks. Freddie Vasquez here with Basement Politics Unfiltered. Today's episode is Bridge Hill Scandal 2.0. Is the development proposed at 900 North Broadway the Ridge Hill Development Scandal 2.0? Good afternoon, folks. Freddie Vasquez, happy Saturday. Hope you're staying dry. I want to talk about this development again, where we've been discussing this, the 900 North Broadway development deal, the one that many have come out to oppose. Again, last Tuesday, if you're not aware, there was a public hearing in regards to a proposed development at 900 North Broadway. That's near Untermeyer Park, St. John's Hospital, and other medical buildings. But it's also near a lot of residential homes, right? And so recently, the council was supposed to have a hearing or, discuss possibly changing the zoning law for that property so that they can build a low-density senior development, right? It's going to be, or they want to put there, a 4-story, 60-unit senior development, and it's going to be market rate. So it's not an affordable development for seniors, it's market rate. So one of the problems is that there are not going to be enough parking spaces. Out of the 60 units, there are only going to be 30 parking spaces available. And so many residents are concerned with the parking situation. Once this is built, they say it's already difficult to find parking there, and they only imagine that this is going to make it even worse. Also, the traffic and the congestion in the area, it's already been getting busy as more developments are going up here in the city of Yonkers. And how much more traffic is it going to bring to the area, as well as environmental issues and concerns with green space. So many people came out to oppose this. They were very vocal and they brought up a lot of good points. And then people started wondering, as they began doing their research into this, why was this development being pushed through so quickly? Why was it being allowed to bypass the parking requirements? Why are they even considering changing the zoning? What's going on here? And so there's been some interesting information that has been discovered. Is this the Ridge Hill Development Scandal 2.0? This is from the Yonkers Ledger. Traffic concerns raised by residents for new development at 900 North Broadway as zoning change comes before City Council. A proposed apartment building in Northwest Yonkers faces community resistance as persistent issues like parking and affordability could derail the project at the upcoming City Council meeting on the necessary zoning change. So this is coming up again on Tuesday, if you're not aware. So you have to show up there again. The lot on 900 North Broadway sits on a busy corridor across from Untermeyer Gardens and down the street from St. John's Riverside Hospital and other medical buildings. The currently undeveloped land was unlikely to remain so considering its location and access to the Greystone Metro North Station and Sawmill River Parkway. Originally zoned as Planned Executive Park, the owners seek a zone change to MG, defined as apartment houses low density. As such, a proposal for a 4-story tall 60-unit apartment building came before the Yonkers City Council for approval. The various floor plans consist of 6 studios, 46 one-bedrooms, and 8 two-bedroom apartments. However, while a residential building of this size would typically require about 80 parking spaces, the proposal calls for far fewer. They call for actually 30 parking spaces. And so why do I and others believe this is the Ridge Hill Scandal 2.0? Well, because of the individuals that are involved. This property, 900 North Broadway, is currently owned by Neil Sage, the brother of Assemblyman Nader Sage. His wife, or Nader's sister-in-law, was the one that filed for the petition for the zoning change. And many have also been speculating that Zahi Jeris is involved in this deal. And that's very concerning, as Zahi Jeris has a huge influence over our council members. Many of our council members have been endorsed by Nader Sage and also have close relationships and ties to Nader Sage and many people in the Sage family. So are the residents going to get a fair shot here, or is this a done deal, as one source told me? So people are saying, and I want to show this video. Let's show this video. This is Deanna Robinson, right? She recently became a council member for District 1. She was the aide to Councilman Shanae Williams. Now she's the aide to County Legislator Shanae Williams. That's her full-time job, but she's also a council member for District 1. Her relationship with Zahi Jeris should be concerning to folks who are opposing this development deal. But before I even show that, I want to show this. For those who are saying it's speculation, this is in regards to traffic study that was requested for this project. It says December 12th, 2023, Dr. Nayel Sayage, care of Zahi Jeris, 944 North Broadway, which he also owns. Dr. Nayel Sayage, Dr. Sage also owns 944, which is the property adjacent to this lot. This is in regards to traffic impact study for proposed senior adult housing development, 900 North Broadway, City of Yonkers, Westchester County. Dear Dr. Sage, and it goes on to talk about the traffic study. But what I wanted to point out was the fact that Zahi Jeris was on this letter. It says care of Zahi Jeris. Zahi Jeris went to jail for 4 years for his involvement in the Ridge Hill scandal. He was caught bribing a city council member, the majority leader at the time. She received cash payments, help with property, the purchase of property, payments for her student loans, as well as her Mercedes-Benz. And in return, she voted to approve the Ridge Hill development, which she had opposed for a very long time. And she was very adamant about opposing it. But Zahi Jeris was able to get her to change her mind with the financial offerings that he provided in the bribe. And so the FBI came in, investigated, and found him guilty of this, of bribing, extortion, and blackmail. He went to jail for 4 years for it. Sandy Anabi, the councilwoman who he bribed, went to jail for 6 years as a result. And I've been saying this from day one, that the same exact thing is happening again. Zahi Jeris is back in Yonkers politics, and he's back influencing some of our elected officials. He has a major control of the council. And that's a problem because Zahi Jeris is simply there to facilitate the enrichment of himself and close friends as he helps facilitate these development deals that are happening here in the city of Yonkers, making sure that zoning changes are approved. That's one of his duties. And so I want to show Deanna Robinson here as she thanks Zahi Jeris. So that should concern us because Deanna Robinson is one of the council members that will vote to either approve this zoning change or not approve this zoning change. But she owes a lot to Zahi Jeris.
I hope you're excited and ready for this ride, and I know you're going to be an asset to the city of Yonkers. I look forward to this journey. To the Jeris family, Zahi, Frankie, Seda, Francesca, love you guys and thank you guys so much for what you've done, all the support. Zay and Frankie, I can't repay you guys enough for all the work you put in for me, but I appreciate every conversation, every suggestion, all the hard work, every phone.
I can't repay you enough for all the hard work you put in helping me become a council member here in the city of Yonkers. Because without Zahi Jeris and Frankie Jeris, there's no way she would have won. Without Frankie and Zahi Jeris, there's no way that Tasha Diaz would have won. And without Frankie and Zahi Jeris, as well as the Spanos, there's no way that Lakeisha would have won. And so they are indebted to them. This is Lakeisha Collins Bellamy after winning her campaign.
He heard my story, and he said, "I love your story," and took me along the way. He appointed me to the board to do what I love. Education is the key, and he allowed me to be a board of education, so that many young boys and girls that come from places like I come from can have the opportunities that I have. Right? And then when I decided to put my hat in the ring, of course, we know how the story went, and the mayor took another gamble on me. So thank you. I appreciate all the people for me and my family. I have to thank all of you, everyone who knocked on the door, everyone who handed out my palm card, everyone who called a friend. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Today, this operation, thank you for everyone who was here.
Today, this operation.
Vinny.
Oh, yeah.
Vinny.
He's thanking the city clerk, Vinny Spano. She thanked the mayor.
I can't forget to mention Vinny.
Oh, yeah.
Vinny here. I can't forget to mention Vinny. Everyone who was here. I can't forget to mention Vinny.
Oh, yeah.
Vinny.
All right, baby.
This is important, folks. Very important, and I'll get you in a state.
My right hand. The one whispering in my ear, telling me what to do as the next.
Whispering in her ear, telling her what to do.
American City Council President. Then, I look forward to working alongside you. I look forward to working with you to make me great and do all that I will do on this city council. I thank you all. I thank you all. Some I've met along the way, and we become sisters, right? You would think we've known each other for years, being big sisters to me. And I just thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I would not be standing here without you. I've said it from the beginning. This race is not about me. It's about the past, my ancestors that came here and wanted a better life. And I'm fulfilling that dream today. For our future, the young boys and girls, the justice of the world.
By any means necessary.
You want to be. It doesn't matter if you work in Cottage State Garden Department 8-2C. You can be sitting at the head of the city council, from Cottage to City Hall. That's what we say. I thank you all. Voters, thank you. Thank you for putting your faith in me. I heard you loud and clear. I heard everything you said. And I take it all in, and I'm here to do the job. I'm an open ear. I'm accessible. Please, I look forward to getting the job done for Yonkers, for you all. To my opponent, Mr. Ron Madden, you ran a great race.
Yes.
I thank you. You brought out the best in me. So thank you, Ron Madden. Everyone here, I have to thank, of course, the clerk's office. They came out and worked with me, alongside me. Everyone here, thank you. Frankie
Jarrett
is a genius. Is a genius. I said, what you know? And someone said, Amy's cute. I don't know. They say that. Come get your boy. I know how I am about my boy.
Data.
But thank you, Frankie. Thank you for everything. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for telling me even when I was like, you sure about this? Because you got it. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Of course, my mentor, who I think is still in the bill. I see him.
This is important also.
Right there. Wilson Kimball came to the housing authority and brought us back to.
So There it is. That's important. She thanks the mayor. She thanks Vinnie Spano. But more importantly, again, she thanks Zahi Jerris and Frankie Jerris. And also she thanks Wilson Kimball, the chairwoman of the Zoning Board of Appeals. So they have all already colluded to assure that this zoning change goes through. However, they didn't expect the opposition that they've received and for people to be talking about it so much. But are they going to vote no? Are they going to listen to the residents, the voters, the taxpayers, the people that they're supposed to work for and represent? Or is Lakeisha Collins Bellamy, Deanna Robinson, and Tasha Diaz going to vote yes to pay back the favor that they owe to Zahi Jerris and as well as Wilson Kimball? So that should be very concerning to those who oppose this zoning change. Again, Zahi Jerris being involved in this deal, right smack in the middle. Is he influencing our elected officials, our council members, to vote in favor of this zone change on behalf of the Sayage family, Nader Sayage and his brother, Dr. Sayage? Are the council supposed to vote yes? Do they have a choice? At the end of the day, they don't want to go against Zahi Jerris. Lakeisha is looking to do anything to make it right with Zahi Jerris after the rift between them over the Tasha Diaz threats. She knows what they're capable of. They are already starting to put out information about her, information she doesn't want to come out. So will she be forced to vote yes? Tasha's going to vote yes. She'll do anything for Zahi Jerris. And Deanna Robinson says that she owes them big. That's the problem here in the city of Yonkers. Our city elected officials do not represent the people. They represent their handlers. They represent the Zahi Jerrises. They are working for the administration. They are not working for you. So those folks over the North Broadway, I want you to understand that this is Ridge Hill Scandal 2.0. Zahi Jerris, who controls Tasha Diaz. He controls Deanna Robinson. He has an influence over Lakeisha Collins Bellamy. He has influence over John Rubo, as well as Mike Breen, is going to be making sure that this goes through unless you guys point that fact out. There's a big conflict of interest here. Many of these individuals all knew that these developments were coming, and they all quickly bought property all over Northwest Yonkers, Southwest Yonkers, in anticipation of these developers coming here to pay top dollar for them. So this is what they're doing. They're enriching themselves. They're making themselves wealthier by selling off all the property that they have purchased, knowing that this would be happening one day. Why would they buy land, an empty lot that was planned as executive park, supposed to be kept as green space, unless they knew that they would get the zoning change that they would request down the line? They knew that they had a man like Zahi Jerris who controls our city council and would get them to change the zoning laws. That's what they've been doing. Sam Borelli, the former building department commissioner, I hear, is a consultant on this project. And so how much has he been helping this project move along all last year? Because this isn't new. The resolution to change this zoning law was adopted last year in June. So again, they're going to meet on this again on Tuesday. I believe they're supposed to be voting on this. So if you are someone who is opposing it, you should be there on Tuesday. And let's see what they do. Let's see how strong an influence Zahi Jerris has on these individuals, right? Or are the people powerful enough to stop this? You know, Deanna Robinson, she, again, is the council person for District 1, where a lot of developments are going up. Does she really care about the people? Do any of them care about the people? Residents were opposing those 232-story towers on Woodworth, but that's still moving forward. And it doesn't matter what residential homes are in the area or what businesses are in the area. Businesses like a daycare center that's located right across the street from the location of these two towers was forced closed. Many families now had to figure out where their kids were going to go for after school and be inconvenienced to have to take them further away from their home. Over 100 kids have to be had to be relocated because the developers wanted that lot. They were going to build their 232-story towers, and that daycare center across the street was in the way. So they sent the building department over there and found all these violations, all of this work that they had to do and these repairs that needed to be made, and forced them to close down. So they don't care about the people. They're pushing people out. Many of those kids are children that are Black and Hispanic. So they talk about Black History Month, but the Blacks and Hispanics, but primarily the Blacks are being pushed out of Northwest Yonkers, priced out or forced out through these developments that they are allowing to go up by approving all of these zoning changes. Right? And many of these apartments, again, are 1-bedroom studio, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom developments, when there are many families here in the city of Yonkers that are in need of housing, affordable housing. But at the end of the day, these folks only care about enriching themselves. That's it. Making sure that they get what it is that they get as far as, their careers, as far as, their financial rewards that they get. That's all that matters. Making that city council salary, getting that extra $15,000 to be on a committee that we may hold 1 or 2 meetings just to satisfy the requirements, but actually get nothing done. Lakeisha Collins Bellamy there praising God and saying this is for her ancestors. Her ancestors will be rolling over in their grave, knowing what they have been doing and that what she has been a part of, pushing out your own people. Have to be, and being influenced by the men that your ancestors probably would call slave owners back then. But it don't matter, right? As long as you enrich yourself. Screw all the other Blacks out there, right? But I'm going to say I'm doing this for my ancestors, and this is Black History Month. It's sad. It's very unfortunate. Look at the schools. Look at the conditions that the schools are in. Had a parent make a comment today on the condition of the schools. They said they live in Yonkers, but they would never put their kids in good conscience in the Yonkers public schools. It would be ideal, but the conditions and the quality of the education is not up to par. But they don't care because the majority of kids that go there are Black and Hispanic and poor. And so it doesn't matter. So what have you done in terms of education or in terms of improving the educational quality for kids here in Yonkers? According to Tasha Diaz, the Slit Your Throat councilwoman, who's the chair of the education committee, there's going to be an $87 million school budget deficit for the coming school year. What does that mean for our kids? While they give developers prime real estate, prime location, they put the new school in such a small area, congested area with no outdoor space for them to run and stretch out, no parking for the staff, for the visitors, creating more of a parking problem for the residents near the school. They put very little thought into that building, because they don't care at the end of the day. They just want to say, look, we're building a new building. We're building a new school building. Vote for us. We're so amazing. After 12 years, nothing. All of a sudden, they want to extend terms and they want you to vote them again for a 4th time. Now they're starting to do something. But they've known about this for 12 plus years, that their schools were in despair and there was a need for at least 3 new school buildings. And they do nothing up until they want you to vote for them in a controversial fourth term. And that was facilitated by Lakeisha Collins Bellamy. She's doing it for her ancestors. I'm going to introduce legislation all by myself to extend the terms for my ancestors. That's what God wants me to do. Praise the Lord. But you're dealing with the devils. You're in bed with the devils. And look what they do to you the minute they don't like what you do. They try to embarrass you. They put out personal information, but they won't do it themselves. They give it to people like me so I can put it out, right? Those are the people you're in bed with helping to push out the blacks in the Northwest side. But it's being done for your ancestors. Happy Black History Month, huh? One whole month. Ain't that great? That's what it is, folks. So for you folks in the Northwest side, those who oppose this, that's what's going on here. This is Ridge Hill 2.0. Zahi Jarris is in the middle of it, facilitating this to go through. This time, the developers are not Forest City Ratner, but the Sage family, and he is in control of our council members, who are the ones that will change the zoning law so they can go ahead and move forward with this development in your area, destroying your community, but they don't care, because the owner of that property lives in Scarsdale. Those rich individuals who are colluding that do live in Yonkers all live on the northeast side. They're not putting any developments over there, are they? What are they doing on that side, right? So they don't care about the folks who live there. They just want to make their money. They want to make sure that the developers get what they want, and they continue to remain in power because they need that developer money for future elections. They have their eye on the county. I hear that the mayor is going to be running for county executive. And I hear that Vinny Spano, the city clerk, is looking to run for Westchester County clerk. Many are saying he doesn't meet the requirement. But when has that ever stopped them here in Yonkers? They'll just introduce legislation to reduce the requirement. Ain't that right, Breen? But it's a county thing, so they'll have Shanae do it. Whatever they have to do to make sure they get it done. They'll change laws. They'll cheat, steal, lie to the people to remain in power. And it's important that you folks know about it. All you residents of the city of Yonkers, new and old, you must come out and oppose the corruption. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Ridge Hill Scandal 2.0.
Thank you for watching Basement Politics with my husband, Freddie Vasquez.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
I want to end this quick because I'm greedy and I want somebody to butter chicken. So thank you.
In another moment, and I don't vote for the person that lied to me. Thank you very much.
I want to end this quick because I'm greedy and I want somebody to butter chicken.
If you have a problem with the detectives, you call Detective Sergeant. If you have a problem with that, you call Detective Lieutenant. I don't know who the fuck you think you are.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
We're going to leave it where it is. Let's vote on this. Let's get it popping. We're going to leave it where it is. Let's vote on this. Let's get it popping.
You want to start the laugh, that shit is fun.